So today's the day. The realtor comes over at 10 to look over the place, and it's funny, I feel like it's an inspection. I feel like I'm gonna be judged for the house. If you came into the house right now, you would think, my God, Ken, this is terrible. It's that worse before it's better thing. It's actually more clean now than it's been, and more organized than it's been. I just have to put everything together into like its respective places, and I'll do the heavier lifting of throwing stuff away. She's made no efforts to and clean and organize and remove things, so it's on me. It's funny, it is karma in a way. When I fell in love with her and I left the person I was living with, I kind of did something similar. I had a spring semester teaching gig. I up and moved to Pennsylvania. When I was done with that, I never moved back to the place I was living. I just moved in with the woman I'm married to now. And I did go back to Rhode Island and I moved out a bunch of stuff, but I didn't do it well. And that's something that has stayed with me. I handled the end of that relationship to the best of my ability, given really complicated circumstances. But I really did try to be human and decent and patient and respectful through it all. But I think the way I dealt with stuff, things I didn't want, I just didn't take. That has stayed with me a little bit. I'm putting more work into not caring. Part of my anxiety with renting a place is the potential embarrassment of bringing someone back there. You know, a studio versus a one bedroom. Like, you look more like an adult with a one bedroom because you have like a kitchen and living room and then the bedroom is separate. And the way it is now, it's just gonna be a room. And I hope that goes okay. You know, I'm excited because I like the way space flows. You know, all of the space is useful. There's no, yeah, how are you doing? During Bar Method, I was thinking about him, you know, bringing 2 more horses to the barn and seeing him more often. And I just don't understand. There's no shortage of places to keep horses around San Diego. Why does it have to be at the very place where I am? The barn is close to the other barn where he works with his ex-girlfriend, or where she is currently still forced to work with his face. So why is he now keeping horses at a place where he has to see the face of his girlfriend's husband? Doesn't that seem weird? Wouldn't you want to just go somewhere out, like just find a neutral zone? Like, if you're only going to be living here for another month, and now I wonder, like, is that the case? Why are you keeping horses where I hang out? It's either some kind of weird dominance move, or I don't know. What do you think? What could it be? It could be an FU to me, because they both know that's kind of my happy place, because I have told her as much, and if she knows, I'm assuming that he knows. It could be convenience, the convenience of having all his horses at 2 barns that are relatively near each other. But is the convenience worth the awkwardness of seeing me? Because I'm not going to be nice anymore. I'm done with that. I've done that for months, and I've not gone to his barn. You know, I've done what I said I would do, and now what? Oh, do you think he's doing it because I liked his ex-girlfriend's photos on Instagram? Do you think that could be it? Honestly? Do you think if I confront her on that, that's what she's going to say? Well, you liked her stuff on Instagram. She made me promise that I wouldn't seek him out or go to where he was or go to that barn anymore. And I promised, and I kept my word. And I can understand if he had residual clients at the barn I was at. But to bring in new horses, to put himself more in the environment that I'm in, maybe this is my ego talking. It's entirely possible. But I don't have to be nice anymore. And I don't have to like tiptoe around him and shy away. And I don't have to not say anything about him. And the fact that she hasn't told me. The fact that, you know, she can send me emails telling me she loves me. There's no respect there. Maybe by the time I'm editing this video, I will be happy in my new life. It's a very strange feeling right now. I'm you know, cleaning and discarding things, and I just went down to storage and I got rid of the Jellyfish Tank, and that's a story I haven't told you. Yeah, for Christmas a couple years ago, she got me a Jellyfish Tank, and it was awesome. We had 3 jellyfish, and it was just a really fun life. It was wonderful. It was great. They're hard to keep alive. I had the first set of 3, and they just kept shrinking and shrinking, regardless of I tried everything. You know, I did all the water chemistry, I did water changes, I made my own salt water, I bought salt water, I tried everything, and they just kept getting smaller and smaller. And at some point, they get so small you can't see them in the tank, and then you don't know if they're in there. You don't know if when you change out some of the water, if you pulled them out or not. So I tried a second set, and they did similarly well, and then they just shrunk and disappeared. It sucks because each of these things has a particular emotional resonance, and that was a really fun, exciting, quirky time. You know, we had jellyfish. So that's one more little connection that's gone, of hundreds yet to go, but I did that. So that's what I just did. I am thinking a lot about momentum this morning, and I guess maintaining momentum. Ever since I saw that she's got those Christmas plans, I got really angry, and I'm using that to carry me forward and get things done. And it's been good, I've been productive. But I do feel like the sadness seeping in here and there, and I'm trying to, like, it's like there being a crack in a dam and water starting to, how would water come out? It's not starting to leak out, it's starting to just sort of seep out. Water starting to seep out a little, and I'm trying to use the momentum to kind of caulk it and keep going, just like, stem the tide, because I'm not on this like emotional free fall right now. I've got enough anger at her to keep me going. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on maintaining the wall of anger enough so that I can get some stuff done and move forward. And perhaps at some point there'll be too many cracks in the dam and it will all come flooding back. I'm sure it will. It'll probably be associated with seeing her. But I just need to keep focusing on all the crappy things she's done. And there's plenty of those things to focus on. So underneath it all, getting rid of that blind belief that we were so good together and so in love and we're gonna last forever. It was nice to believe that. It's a little embarrassing after the fact to have believed that. Okay, so I have 45 minutes till the realtor gets here, and now I'm in that get it all done stage. So, dead plants. Oh, there's not much dead on that one. Let me show you the other one. Yeah. We're gonna cut those off and throw them away. See, I'm conflicted about other things too. And I know saving empty wine bottles isn't the classiest thing to do, but we have two. We have one from when we celebrated when she passed the bar, and one from the day we got engaged. And I'm conflicted, because those were really big days in my life, and I hope her life. Are those things to just be thrown away, or should they be held on to? It's kind of embarrassing for me to hold on to something with reverence and respect for the past when she doesn't. So that makes me think I should just get rid of them, because our relationship is done. Our relationship is over. I shouldn't need a consult with her to get rid of that stuff. I should just get rid of it, because, if she comes here and we talk about it and she's like, yeah, just throw it away, that would hurt my feelings. But I guess my fear is that I would just throw them away and she'd be like, how could you do that? And that's dumb. That's me being dumb. She doesn't care about our relationship. She's being sneaky, and she doesn't care about our relationship. It's still hard, though. It's hard for me to right now go pick up those things that are milestone memory. They're symbols of milestone memories, of getting engaged, of her passing the bar, of her success in law school, but also our success, because it was a team effort. It was an endurance thing. I don't know. I don't feel like I'll ever do it right. Whose opinion of doing it right matters? Is she gonna hold on to those things in her new life? No. Am I going to move those things into my new place? No. I don't have the room, and she doesn't love me. So is today the day I just get rid of them? I don't know. I'm working it. I'm working my way up to it. All right, so I just met with Mike, and that went really well. Let me be honest with you. I know I should care deeply about selling my condo. I feel like my fight is gone. Like, pretty much anything he said, I was like, yeah, okay, cool. In terms of pricing, in terms of what we should do, in terms of this and that, I was just like, super. I'm glad we've used him before, because I'm just choosing to trust him. I'm choosing to trust that his advice is good. He knows the market. He knows what we should do. The timeline he's proposing will make the most sense. He was like, oh, this looks great. He was like, I could show this today. And that made me feel good. That made me feel like, all right, some of the things I've been doing have been paying off. Now, two things I can do: maintain and improve. I will start to try to live more minimally in my current house, so that when I move to the new place, it won't feel so foreign. It'll be like, oh yeah, I've already been living like that. That's probably a super exercise. So I will do that. When Mike first came in, we sort of reminisced a little, which was bittersweet. He's like, I remember when we first looked at this place, you said, this was the only house you looked at. And I said, yeah. I said I'd been shopping online for a year, and the day I saw it, I was like, that's it, there it is. So we set up the appointment, and we walked in, we looked around, and it was amazing. And I remember, you know, my wife and I had to pretend to think it over, so we're like, oh, you know, we'll think it over and we'll contact you later. But we knew then and there that was pretty dreamy. You know, we did talk over, make sure we could afford it and it could work, and we came up with the plan that has been the plan since, and we went for it, and it was amazing. It was a whirlwind. We closed in 30 days, so we went from, you know, renting to buying that really magnificent place. And now we're selling it 3 years later. And that's, I don't know, I guess that's just what life is. You know, we're not an anomaly. It's just what it is. Hello. How are you, little muffin? Forgot how much I love Tool. I had, should we let the music finish? I gotta turn it down. I had an awesome lesson. It was so hot today. Between the heat and then sunscreen just sealing you off, it was just sweaty and drippy and awesome. When I pulled Vinny out, he was eating lunch, so I thought, oh, he's gonna be a grump, and it was hot, and he just wanted to go. You know, we picked up the trot, and it was fast and it was lively. When I picked up the canter, I was like, holy God, who is this horse? And we just went and we went and we went, and then no one else was in my lesson, so it was just me. And she set up a course of 3, and he was just awesome. It was just a dream. Hold on. Here it comes. Ready? Oh, it's like 90s angst. Okay. It's a strange contrast to like my superbly good mood. God, it was great. I felt so good. And I gave him a bath and I cooled him off, and I don't know if he was needing salt because he kept licking me. He kept like licking my arms, and I was like, oh, you like me, but I knew it was salt. It was just wonderful. It was such a reinforcement of what I like about this. I hung out with people I care about. I talked to some of my barn friends. The lesson went exceedingly well. The horse was good. We talked about the sort of awkwardness of how my wife's boyfriend's coming back to the barn. When I got off the horse, his ex-girlfriend had texted me and was like, how is it with him over there? I barely see him here now, yay. And I have a lot of really sad days, and this isn't one of them. I feel good right now. I'm like dripping with sweat, and I could not be happier. I'm gonna take this good moment. This is a good one. I don't get a lot of these, but I feel happy right now. How's your day going? How are you? Is it me, or is the music fantastic today? Roxette? The look? I don't even know. Like every song is like, ooh! Is this better than me talking? I kind of think so. Can't do it. I'm on my way to therapy, but that's not really what I want to talk about. What I want to appreciate in the moment is what I think friendship should be. And I just had somebody demonstrate that, and it was so perfect. Somebody just wrote me and said, are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? You've been quiet today. They noticed a change in the way that I text over the course of the day. and just checked in because they were sensitive to differences. And that's the kind of friend I aspire to be. Somebody who is attuned enough to somebody in need, where if they do something different, you check in and be like, hey, that's not normal. Are you okay? Because that made me feel so loved and so appreciated. It's all in the subtleties, isn't it? And I'm trying to be really appreciative of all the subtle good things that are happening. You know, it's really easy to look at the broad strokes of she blindsided me and broke up. Like, it's very, very sad. But if you don't focus on all the little ways that you're a recipient of good things, at least for me, I would be even more depressed. And I had a moment today with my trainer where we're talking about a bunch of things. We talked about the fact that he's coming to the barn and what the hell that's all about and why. How life is different. I was talking about my apartment and how basically I have to choose between having a couch and having a table. How there's a lesson in humility there. I got accustomed to a particular lifestyle, and that's not to say I deserved it, but 7 years of a particular way of living, you get used to it. And then to be forced into a situation where, should I have a couch or should I have a table because I don't have space for both, it makes you put everything in check. I'm also a person that can build tables easily, so it's kind of strange that I will not have a table. But whatever. But I'm trying to learn from that. I'm trying to, like, I'll be okay regardless. I feel like I'm all over the place and not getting ideas expressed well. I apologize. Should I get Froyo? Post in the comments below. Just kidding. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna get Froyo anyway. Things that went well. She said I look nice and green. Yay. Apparently green makes my eyes pop. Woohoo! So that was cool. It was an interesting meeting. It was kind of hard. I was sort of all over the place. We focused a lot on my recurring sentiment that I feel like she's winning. And I keep coming back to that feeling of, and why I feel like she's winning and what is going on to make me feel that way. The most interesting part of things are, in terms of first thoughts or things that our self-critic does, the comparing mind is one of the things our brain does. Me comparing my life to her life, it does no good. It just makes me feel really bad. But when we tried to pick apart why I feel like she's winning and why I keep saying that, it's both complicated and it's not. At its base, like little kid level, I have this overwhelming feeling of this is unfair. Like, this is so unfair. Meh. You know, she broke up with me. It's unfair. That is true. Like to distill it down to like the basest of emotions. That's what it is. It's unfair. She ruined my life. She did it all. I'm a nice person. I don't deserve this. As you work on it some more, like, it comes down to things like, I feel like I'm a victim. Regardless of whether or not I am a victim, I feel like what she's done is unfair and I'm a victim in all this. To which the response should be, so? And that's the problem. So I'm a victim. So then you think like, well, she's done and continues to do mean and dishonest things. And I think once you get into talking about that, that's where the conversation gets more interesting. Because that is something you can hold on to. Her telling me she has no money, then booking a trip to Tahiti, and then right after that, her sending me the email telling me she'll always love me. What do you do with any of that? And then on top of that is that notion that in the moment she sent that email, she believed what she said, but in the next moment it was gone. Then I don't want to know about that other moment. I don't want to know about a fleeting moment in which you thought kind things about me. That does me no good. I don't want to know. I want to be deserving of love and respect and appreciation all the time, not just in brief moments when it comes into your brain and you express it and then it goes away. And the same thing happened after mediation. After mediation, we had that long talk in the car and it was tearful and huggy and apologies were made and things were said. And then 5 minutes later, when I was sitting next to her in traffic, she was laughing and texting on her phone. And I wasn't. I was recovering from that kind of intense car conversation and everything that got said, and she was laughing and on her phone. So maybe in the moment in the car she felt that way, and then a moment later when she was texting with her boyfriend she felt a different way. What do I do with that? That gives me nothing. Still thinking about how therapy went. It was really scattered. Like, I guess I'm really scattered. I went in feeling pretty up, but in recounting some of the events of the week, I got a little bit down. I did get to do a couple things. I did get to recognize and thank her for helping me without judgment You know, I feel like the previous week when I had gotten in the car with my wife and talked to her, I knew it would be hard, and I knew I would suffer, and I did. But in talking to people who are friends of mine, who told me basically that I'm stupid for having done that, and why do I keep doing that, and it seems as if I like getting hurt by her. I don't know what statements like that are necessarily supposed to do, but they hurt my feelings. You know, they made me feel bad, and I already felt bad. So I appreciated the fact that the advice and the care I get from friends and loved ones is for free. And the price you pay is having to manage some of the bias that comes out in that. But I appreciate what comes from going to therapy is that she accepts me for who I am and just helps me with the decisions I've made. She doesn't scold me for having spoken to my wife. She went so far as to say she thinks that's how I learn. It's through those experiences that I will grow. And I appreciate that because it's true. You know, I did learn a lot in that conversation in the car. It hurt and it set me back, but it illustrated a lot of things. We talked a bit today about anger too. How when I saw that she had booked the trip to French Polynesia, how I got angry and I was like, that's it, I'm done. She wanted to know what I'm done with, you know, like what does it mean to be done? And we talked about the fact that anger is a secondary emotion that usually comes after a primary emotion of, you know, fear or pain or something like that. And that all makes sense. The pain I felt from seeing that was because that was a trip she and I had talked about doing for years and did for reasons that were sound. And the fact that she appears to be doing that trip with him is immensely painful. But basically it's that I feel betrayed by her because a trip we had talked about doing, now she's doing with him, and it makes me feel bad. It's pretty simple. It keeps getting reinforced that I really don't know who she is. If I think too much about it, I would start to go crazy wondering what kind of things happened while we were married, like during our relationship, that I just don't know about. I need to keep focusing on the things that I can do. How can I move forward in a way that's productive and consistent with me? I'm wondering what the future at the barn will look like with him being there. I wonder if she will end up going there too. Well, I hadn't really even thought that much about that. That would be a big FU. If when I'm at the barn, she's there with him. I'm not really that depressed. I don't know why I'm speaking in such a down way. I've decided to get some tacos for dinner. I was gonna resist, and then I thought, no, I want tacos. So, it's been a few days since I've been there. I think it's okay to get some tacos tonight. I don't know why I feel guilty. I think it's because when I was gonna get tacos last night, a friend was like, how many times have you gotten burritos this week? And I was like, no, I don't know. Here I am doing it anyway. Oh boy, taco line goes all the way out to the street. Oh man, really? Ugh, that sucks. Oh, who are you people? Go away. Oh crap, now what do I do? Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 12 people in line. All right, well, going home. What is that? Is that the universe watching out for me, being like, hey man, maybe not tacos tonight. I'm hoping it is a safe time to go to the mall and shop for belts. I know it's ridiculous, but my pants don't fit. Even the skinny ones that I bought are a little loose. And any belts I have are too long. They look silly. See, here's the challenge of it all. I'm at the mall, I'm belt shopping. It's a weird experience because I'm used to really nice leathers that have been conditioned and saddle soaped at the barn, and all these belts are designer and they're all stamped with logos and brand names, and I'm like, I just want a nice leather belt, you know, just something casual and black with a not shiny buckle, you know. Is that so hard? It is so hard. As it turns out. As I was walking through the mall, she texted and just said, are you doing okay? Because I haven't communicated with her in more than a week, and it makes me want to respond. When she sends a text with a genuine question, I still feel compelled to respond. And that's an urge, like I don't know how to fight that urge. My compulsion, like I want to talk to her, I want to communicate, but she doesn't want to communicate with me. She wants to figure out why I'm not talking to her. It's not that she has a want for me any longer. She wants to solve the puzzle of, why has Ken gotten quiet? Why is Ken not communicating? Why didn't Ken tell me he was meeting with the realtor? I mean, she had no issue signing the listing agreement today. You know, it got emailed out and she signed hers right away and I signed mine a little while later. It's good. We're locked in. We are listing our place. We didn't need to talk to make that happen. Now the photographer's coming Monday. She doesn't need to be around for that. Like, I'm taking care of that. I'm doing the work, so why do we need to talk? It's weird. This isn't natural. This isn't me. I'm a really nice person. But she knows her boyfriend's coming to the barn where I go, and she hasn't told me that. She knows a lot of things she hasn't let on. So the fact that she willfully texted, "Are you okay?" shouldn't mean anything, even though it does right now. Even now my heart thumps. Even after everything, even after that feeling of like, I'm done with her, I'm done with this, a text comes in and my pulse goes up. My heart races because I still miss my relationship. All her text says is, "Are you doing okay?" And I'm thrown, I'm messed up. And I think this is a me problem. I don't think it's a her problem. But I'm trying to identify what the problem is. If we were in an amicable situation, it wouldn't be a big deal. Of course, the whole situation would have been handled with respect, but that hasn't happened. What is it? What is it about any contact with her that messes me up? Oh, the moon is beautiful. Because I feel like I really need to figure that out. I was doing great, and then contact from her, "Are you doing okay?" has sent my anxiety up and my heart is racing and I feel bad and I feel like I should respond. Are these all conditioned responses? Are these residual things from our life together? It feels weird and it feels bad. And I'm wondering if not responding to her is the practice of not talking to her good for me? Is it getting me used to the inevitable? I'm so desperate for anything from her that even a question from her sends me into this. Yeah, so I'm so desperate for anything that a text from her is like a thrill. You know, it gets my heart going. And that's messed up. And I'm wondering what it will take to get over that. Will it take somebody else in my life? Will it take redirecting some of my interpersonal energy to somebody else to convert me over to texts from my wife, just making me roll my eyes and being like, "Oh, she's so annoying." People are telling me that will happen, but I don't even feel close to that happening. All I want to do right now is write back to her and have her write back to me and have me write back to her. Communicate with her. That's the base animal instinct right now, which would do nothing good. I know this. This is the relationship addict in me, the person that just wants that rush of communication with her, which is why I'm not going to respond to her. But the anger has subsided a little bit, and now I feel guilty for not responding. And I'm trying to tell myself right now, she knows that he's going to be keeping horses at the barn I'm at, and she hasn't told me. She's planned this whole trip to French Polynesia without telling me anything about it, all the while saying she has no money. She's trying to manipulate me in the mediation. I think she's trying to manipulate the mediator. It's all a game to her. I feel like this is just a wave I have to endure. Like, it's hitting me, and I'm sinking a little, and then I'll just float back up. Or I'll come back up as the wave passes. But what's happened in the time since I've spoken to her, which has been a week and a day, I've done better. I've moved forward. I mean, I've gotten angry because of the whole trip thing, but I've done better. I've secured an apartment. I've moved forward. And a little bit of contact from her has me feeling crappy again tonight. Just a text. And I think that's a me problem. Thanks for listening to this. I know it's been rambly, but it's a weird thing how you can go from up to down to medium. Just keep doing it. I will see you later. I like this. I'm in the kitchen. This is the light from the refrigerator. I was just thinking about all the things we liked and loved together. Like animals and cockatoo videos on YouTube. And there were just so many sloths, like so many things that we just loved the crap out of. That we just thought were the funniest and the best things. And we shared so intensely. It's weird that it's all gone. I'm still trying to figure out why stuff from her affects me so much, but we had so much good. I keep coming back to that. Like, it was a really good relationship. It was really fun and funny and dynamic and loving and caring. Like, there was so much good there. And even if you fall out of love with somebody, you don't just shut that all off. You do it with respect. Yeah, I'm just struggling a little tonight. Because a text asking me if I'm okay is something you do for somebody you care about. And I don't believe she cares about me. I don't. And it hurts. Alright, I'm being played off. See you later.